We're now
Good,
live.
good morning, all. Another beautiful day in paradise.
Good
And
morning.
Good morning.
good morning. I'm in Washington, D.C., where I'm going to Health and Human Services today to share our story on restoring health and wellness for all of us. And just sharing our story. We're not breaking bones and arms, and we're just here to continue the word and the way. And that's what we're here to do today. Alia, Dr. Nelson, and Nicky Taylor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to some.
Yeah, exactly.
Still morning for me too, but not quite as early.
And
I just want to say hashtag KMT real quick for a Kill Health t-shirt.
all right. And we're going to talk about keto carnivore lifestyle. We're going to talk about healing humanity. We're going to talk about the KILT's course on health and wellness and how the certification is going and what things we can do to make it better, what we need and don't need. And Dr. Nelson, how are you doing this beautiful day?
I'm doing great. Talking about the certification course, we have a great guest instructor tomorrow. So everybody who's in the course, Dr. Kills will be there.
Yeah.
And I'm there until we're done because I think Nick Norowitz, we rescheduled for another day.
Right.
So that's kind of him to move. So,
Okay.
So the course has no construction delays.
I love
Great.
that.
Nicky Taylor, how are you doing this gorgeous day in God's paradise?
I'm feeling amazing. It is such a thrill and an honor to be on with you. Woo! If I don't break my home. To be on with you, Dr. Kiltz, and also Alia and Dr. Nelson. I'm currently, as you say, part of the your certification program and loving every minute. For anyone who missed out on this round, you've got to make sure you sign up for the next one because there's so much information. It just reaffirms that, even though you think you know a bit, we don't know anything. And of course, the horizon's always changing. And so it's always good to be connected, be informed, and stay in the loop. And so that's why this podcast, and as is others, is just so powerful.
Horizon's always changing. That's a good one. That's a good one. And every sunrise and sunset is different. And so we're always looking towards that horizon in our morning time and our nighttime and seeing those changes happen. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Nicky, how you come about to join this community and your motivation and mission in life.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yes, I owe it all to my sister, Stephanie, who was on back in March on this very show. And at first I was really dismissive because it was the last thing in a long line. She tried to make the family go vegetarian. When that failed, she tried to encourage us all to go vegan. But when she shared about primal and carnivore, it kind of hit differently. The science, the simplicity, and the results, her weight loss, her energy, focus, it was all different and an amazing glow that she kind of took on. And it was really, so that was back in mid 2023. And then she got a cancer diagnosis in January 2024. And that really led us to go even deeper into health and effectively what's really going on in our bodies versus what they tell us or what we're told in regards to what we should be eating to be healthy, because clearly it just wasn't working. There was something amiss. We hadn't got it right. So that was really, really the crux. And for me personally, before carnivore, I just felt heavy. I felt old. I felt weak. things were starting to just kind of fall apart. Well, my nails had never been good, to be honest. I'd always suffered from oral gum, bleeding gums and the like. And it was just one thing after another. My knees were shot. I used to play a lot of netball when I was younger, in my 20s, early 30s. And the physios and doctors had said, you've got arthritis, it's with you now forever. You're not going to be able to do anything competitively unless you have an operation. And I just really wasn't up for the operation. So that was that. I said goodbye to what was really a large part of my life at that point. And everyone just kept saying to me, well, this is what happens when you get to your age. You know, what are you expecting? And that actually, the repeat of that phrase slowed me down and turned me off. I stopped looking until that mid-2023 and into 2024. And so for me, eating primarily is fish, meat, eggs, full-fat dairy, and animal fats. Now, I'm not religious and won't touch anything else. So especially if I'm out and about, I'll do the best I can do. I'm not precious or guilt tripping myself into anything. I'm enjoying whatever the moment is at that point. And yeah, that's probably where I am. So the results, though, Dr. Ali and Dr. Nelson, just blew my mind. So I went from, what do I start with? Body fat. Body fat was 29% down to 17%. I lost over 35 pounds, dropped 3 dress sizes. And then it's all the other things. So that's some of the outward, or the, you know, that just makes you feel good. You know, when you feel confident, when your clothes start to fit, especially when you didn't think that this was possible, which was the situation I was in. I just didn't think that it was possible for me. I thought, I'm old, I'm done. I can't have any of these things anymore. But my skin improved. I used to get spots. Who gets spots in their bloody 50s, for goodness sake? But I was getting spots. As I said, my nails were all damaged. And as a result of this, my hair has grown beyond. I can sit on my hair. As I said, my oral health, my teeth, nails, and most importantly, or one of the things that really enabled me to, I think, be firmly on the journey to accessing my optimal health and my version of that, is I got use of my knees back, inflammation gone, without the operation that was telling me that I needed.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so much so that I've been able to start doing fitness and competitive races again. So now, for those who know, I'm a Deca and High Rocks girl. So those are a mix of functional fitness and running on a competitive stage. Not that I ever get to the podium, but that may be for 5 years' time when I continue this journey. But I feel so strong. You know, I often exercise in a fasted state, and I've got all the energy that I need to be able to do whatever it is that I'm doing. And of course, going into our next chapter, we need that strength. We can't let go of our muscles. So it's all working towards that. And as I said, I'm feeling leaner, fitter, and stronger than I think I ever did. So yeah, it's a massive win for not just me, but then obviously as soon as you start to see the good stuff, you got to share it, you know, just like you guys are doing every single day. So we started, and I say, if I use the term we, that would be my sister and I, started to try and get the other family. This is a good one, Mum. We've got to do this. We're not doing that vegan malarkey anymore, or thinking about it. Not that Mum or our family were ever remotely interested in that one. Stephanie went solo for that. But then when we saw them equally embracing it, maybe not to the same degree, Mom's 77 and you know, wants to enjoy her this and that and the other, but you know, being mindful, she lost weight. You know, her knees, she was taking painkillers to walk every day, that disappeared. her eyesight has improved. You know, she feels healthier. She's got so much more energy. And then we kind of went on to also thinking about, well, how can we really get this message out there? I feel quite angry actually when I go shopping in the supermarkets, because 99.9% of the store isn't for me and actually isn't for human consumption. Yet that's what we're, you know, is forced upon us. And our health services and institutions are also saying, you know, eat vegetables, eat grains, eat this, eat that for your healthy. Where's the rainbow plate? When now you just realize that actually every lettuce leaf, every chip is just another step the wrong way. Or maybe chip wasn't a great example of that. Every apple. And we're moving further and further away from what we really think that we are moving towards. And so anything we can do now to kind of get the word out to say there's a different way. And guess what? It works.
It's like we've been given the secret, and every time you walk in the supermarket, which is super marketing to super misery, you want to sort of like tell everyone, wait a minute, stop, no, don't do that, no, come here, do this, and yet there's
You'll be soon slapped or thrown out of the supermarket if you ever did that. But you feel like it.
Yeah, you start examining the what's it called? You know, like the conveyor belts, and looking at other people's shopping and thinking, oh, but equally, it's also understanding that they just don't know, just like I didn't just a little while ago. Apologies, Dr. Kiltz.
They don't know, and so it's our job to speak out, even when we're ridiculed or judged in a negative way. Our job is, as we're missionaries on a mission, and the mission is healing our brothers and sisters. This doesn't mean you can never eat fruit, fiber, vegetables, seeds, nuts, salad, pasta, bread, pizza. But if you recognize that the animal based is our proper human nutrition and our ancient nature, we're here to share. I've got Instagram on today, by the way, and so I apologize to my Instagram peeps that you're listening to the amazing Nicky Taylor, the amazing Dr. Nelson and Alia, and sharing this story from around the globe on health and wellness. But it is like we're just Dr. Nelson. Both of us have been, we went into medicine to help people when we realized what we're given and taught. And that's a little bit my purpose to come to Washington, D.C. today, go to Health and Human Services and speak our words and share the context, and then publish it and practice it and recognize that we are going to be chastised. But, I think kind of this guy, JC, I think he was kind of chastised a little bit. He didn't stop.
Absolutely. Amen.
Amen. And I'm in the fertility business, helping people conceive and build families. And when I recognize that it's simply an inflammatory disorder from the gut mostly, and by simply fasting like one meal a day and adding fat and cook the plants well, you may significantly improve your condition and conceive naturally and deliver a baby, improve sperm, eggs, embryos, and implantation environment. And, all the diseases seem to be all attached to the same problem.
Exactly. No one deserves to be poisoned by misinformation. Thinking porridge and healthy carbs are helping when they're harming.
Poisoned by plants and propaganda. Poisoned by propaganda, really. And so we're not here to chastise
and
others.
Greed.
What's that?
And greed.
And greed is right. I mean, profits over people? Come on. This is what our problem is. But it's all of our problems, because in a sense, we're sort of putting people that make a lot of money on a pedestal and are successful monetarily or stuff wise. when in actuality, all of us have God within us, and we have to honor our neighbors, our brothers and sisters alike. And we have to sort of continue on the path to share this message. And that's why Dr. Nelson and Alia and Nikki and myself are here today, to share ideas that like didn't make sense to us.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, the cause of most of our problems is, I don't know, but it seems to me, do we know the cause of our problems in essence?
Well, some of them. Some of them for sure.
And so we're want to speak it out. And again, why one person gets a disease and not another, that's the major mystery, that we don't know why. But we're all going to get something. This is not a world of you're not going to get some disease even as a carnivore. You're breathing, drinking, eating, and things get into our bodies in all sorts of ways. Even meat, no animal wants to be eaten. Last I looked. And tell us about your experience with the Kilt's Health course, which is giving knowledge and power of healthcare to each and every human being alive or future alive.
Well, I think you kind of just nailed it in that summary, Dr. Kiltz, and that's exactly why we joined. So again, that's Stephanie and I. Stephanie alerted me to it. I hadn't seen the notification that it was coming, and because we usually we'll discuss and say, oh yeah, should we, shouldn't we? And it was kind of, I saw your name at the top and a few lives. I said, yeah, let's do it. I hadn't actually even asked the cost at that point, which is not like me because I'm the financial director. So everything has to, balance as well. But it is so important that we don't get complacent as well in our knowledge or think that we know. And as you say, we all react differently to the things that we're eating, our environments and the like. And so the more knowledge that we can put on the table and better understand it as a group and say, oh, well, I had this as a variable. What would be the impact? The better we can all be as we try and get this message out to everybody else. So I particularly like the structure. And obviously we hang out with Dr. Nelson and Alia every single week. And what's really, really clear is the depth of knowledge and also the passion, Dr. Nelson. You don't let any question go unanswered, with a view of ensuring that we get out of it what we need to get out of it, to qualify and become certified under the Dr. Kilt's name. And also it's that camaraderie of the group, all being together, like-minded. There's nothing more powerful, whatever it is. If you're just thinking about carnivore as opposed to being fully in, there is nothing more powerful than surrounding yourself with like-minded people who know and understand a little bit more about what you're wanting to go into. And so the power and the energy within the group is one that I haven't seen before or witnessed before. And we've done a lot of courses and a lot of training and a lot of coaching certifications. So yeah, it's really, really awesome. And the combination of the online portal and also those calls is, powerful stuff.
How much would you invest in your life? And ultimately, we're investing in our healthcare, and we're waiting for the government. The government's not fixing this, by the way. And I'm not here to sort of tell the government, you got to do this. I'm here simply, we want to put the word out the way, and the new way is primal. Ultimately, we're ancient hunters. Okay, we ate some berries and sometimes, but most of the time, it's bacon, eggs, butter, beef, and salt. And did you suckle breast milk from a cow? No way, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
We've got
it is sad. It is sad. You have both mentioned supermarkets, and it is sad when you go to the supermarket because you have so many people. We do have a lot of people trying to eat healthy, right? And of course, we're being taught the best way to do that is not the way we're doing it right now. Let's be real. Everybody's emphasizing, the plant-based, but then you see them consuming so many look-alike, food look-alike stuff that just because you can put it in your mouth doesn't mean it's food. And our general health is going all the way
Yeah.
down. And for the past 50, 80 years, when you keep track of many of these chronic diseases that when we went to medical school, well, you have this or that one, you're going to have it forever. You need to just manage it and do your best when we can actually avoid getting them and maybe reverse many of them.
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny, Dr. Nelson. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they came into my radar because a friend had sent me a video that was on the news, the BBC News, one of our main stations, sharing how the NHS, our health service, has undertaken to reverse type 2 diabetes through diet. I was beside myself. I was so excited. I thought, oh my goodness, my job here is done. Then now, the penny has dropped somewhere and it's happening. And so I was so keen to speak with the guy on the video. And when I spoke with him yesterday, I said, so what's this meal plan? Because apparently they give you a meal, a 3-month program to reduce and reverse your diabetes through diet. And he was ecstatic because he'd reversed his diabetes, his blood sugar reading, and he'd lost 4.5 stone in weight. So he was saying, this works, this is awesome. And when we got onto the call, it was actually meal replacement pouches that he was given to eat, soups and shakes, maximum 800 calories a day. And he sent me some photos, and he'd sent one of the photos was of the nutrition. And of course, there is no nutrition. And so one part of the conversation that we were having was, he's done this now, obviously doesn't want to live on soups and shakes and 800 calories for the rest of his life, and he's starting to put back on weight. And so what can he be doing? What should he be doing? And I just thought,
well, that is just a new version of what's been around. I remember in the 70s being on plans that were shakes, and it was 800 calories a day, and everybody lost weight until you start to get hungry and you give up on that because hunger always wins. And what if you could find a way where you can eat until you're satisfied, completely satiated, and you get good nutrition, and I think it's sustainable. Now, some people say, oh, that's not sustainable because there's not enough variety. Dr. Kills has a good point of view on variety. And what if you could eat something, it's going to fill you up. You're not going to be hungry all the time because hunger always wins. It doesn't matter even your mindset sometimes. So, and if you're hungry, you're going to eventually give up on sticking with a plan where you're hungry all the time.
absolutely.
So the 800 calories and severe calorie restriction, these plans have been around since the 70s. I remember, multiple of them, having done them myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his biggest gripe now that he's off at the other end is that he's hungry and he's got no energy. And that was while he was on the plan. So even it sounded almost like a punishment, but because it was 3 months and he needed to make a change, he just said, okay, I'm all in. But he said, it was hungry throughout. To your point, obviously, when you're eating primally, you're satiated, you're full, those cravings disappear, and you have the energy then to do whatever it is that you need to do.
Well, one of the problems is we've created obesity as a disease. It is not a disease. Obesity, there's nothing wrong with you as a human being. When you have a lot of extra fat on your body, you are actually the human being of why we're all alive. If no other animal is like trying to be skinny, none. They are striving for fat because fat is the only fuel and the building block, and it's the most important organ system, adipose tissue. And so we've brainwashed everyone to be skinny, which is deadly. And look around. As I fly from Syracuse to DC yesterday, and I noticed the farmlands are everywhere. Now remember, think about this country 200 years ago, 100 years ago. How many farms were out there, right? Now, ultimately, now we all have supermarkets and they deliver food, but it's, as you said, shakes and replacement meals, okay? So we're ultimately all eating deadly, poisonous, addictive food and a concept that there's something wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you ever. You're perfect the way you are. And if you simply eat the proper human diet, which is basically animal based, it's, if you want to eat some fruit sometimes, okay. But ultimately, the fat on your body and eating fat, no other animal cooks their food. None. Right? No other, just we're kind of been brainwashed right into our misery, but we're poisoned by plants and addictive substances that ultimately take over. And the people who create the food to feed the masses, to feed the masters with the profits from our misery, our problems, which is where it's at.
Tragic.
It is tragic. So this is truly missionary work that we are out there to share this. And our prophets are the people that suddenly become healthy again. And that's it. And I think that, we need to be helping people recognize that I'm not sick. I'm healthy and well. I'm perfect in the body I have been given by God. Yeah. And if I recognize that I must eat proper human diet once again, which is bacon, eggs, butter, beef, and salt, and fruits and vegetables are deadly. And is that a simple story? But again, we're here, we're online, and we're sharing these concepts at crazy hours of the day sometimes. And we're speaking like we're speaking to the wall, right? A brick. Right, a rock, but ultimately keep talking to the rocks because they will eventually go like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, just like vegetarianism when that was first muted and whatever else before it became a thing. Everyone poo-pooed it and shunned it and thought people are crazy. So definitely a hope, a prayer for the future that primal eating and carnivore is normalized. And people actually understand. And that's kind of one person at a time, isn't it? Getting that message out.
Well, I think we're seeing more and more people going like, huh. And again, the government ain't fixing you. Ain't happening. And this is why we're created the course. So you become the certified health expert. Again, this is not just about diet, nutrition. It's about understanding how physiology works and biology works and how truly we're sort of poisoned by like, oh, you've got a disease. Like I've got cancer, I got heart disease, I got this or that. But I don't have anything other than a human body that God created. As you are today. And fat, we do not burn sugar. I got to keep on breaking this. idea, right? We are only fat burners. You cannot use sugar as energy, and the brain does not use sugar as energy. It makes no sense. I'm just wondering if Dr. Nelson has ever checked your glycogen stores.
No, I haven't. Except, no, I haven't.
And they say, and I keep seeing this written even in my content, that you're gonna use your glycogen stores in a fast, then you switch to fat. Like that makes no no sense. And so I'm just wondering, I don't know anyone that's measured their glycogen stores before and after a fast. Do you?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that, so can't say.
Is it
So the answer
possible?
is no. You haven't seen it.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it. Now, whether we looked in it or not, but you still haven't seen it. But they talk about it. But we've certainly seen a lot of testing in humanity, but never seen that one.
Right.
What's your glycogen stores? How do you measure glycogen stores anywhere? I don't know. I'm ranting. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting all hyped up to go in front of the Capitol today.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Nikki, how your family, besides your sister, because we know your sister does the same thing, but the rest of the family, what do they say? What do they do?
So my mum's a fan. My nephew's a fan, albeit he's how old? He's in his 30s, early 30s. So not all in, but kind of a fan and wanting to kind of like dip his toe in, let's say. But the wider family are a little bit more, really? Are you sure? This is that thing, because we're Jamaican heritage. So we typically would have a plate of carbs with a few more carbs, and a bit of meat, a bit of protein or whatever. So to lose all of those.
That's how I grew up as well. I'm from Puerto Rico, and you had the rice and the beans, and then some root vegetables of yuca or something, and there might be some meat in the plate, but it was a quarter or less.
Everything else had to fit on somehow. We'd also have the mac and cheese on there, and possibly more than one type of potato, sweet potato, regular potato, just a whole load of stuff. And it's hard, it's really difficult to help people to understand. Even I didn't believe it at the beginning. I didn't think that not all of my issues, because obviously there are other things like stress levels and sleep and light and belief and all the rest of it that are also contributors. But I had no clue before I knew how powerful the food that I consumed was in my well-being. On some level I did, but of course that's offset against, but I'm eating healthily. I might have the odd cake or I might have the odd glass of wine, but generally I'm eating healthily. So it can't be the food. It has to be an external influence that's creating my health challenges. And of course, because everybody else is saying the same thing, oh yeah, it's just old age, or yeah, it's just, of course you're going to feel the pain because of X, Y. It's easy to just be in that arena. So back to your question, Dr. Nelson, about, well, what are, other family members? I'm hopeful that the work that we continue to do will have an impact, because they see us getting stronger and having more energy and being able to perform in a way that we couldn't before. But also that somebody else from the community will also be having conversations with them at some point. And then little by little, they will realize, and the penny will drop further and further and further until they're there. One of the reasons why I'm really kind of steadfast in my choice of eating this way now is that I want to live a long time. We kind of were chatting about that at the very beginning. I want to live to, I don't even know what, but I want to live
infinite.
Exactly.
We are living an infinite life through the Spirit of God within all of us.
Yeah.
And our energy and ideas are spread to our brothers and sisters and their children, their children, their children, their children, their children, which are all our children. So this is an infinite existence through the words that we are sharing and the way, which actually there's an epigenetic nature to this, where we're changing the DNA and passing it on through the glycocalyx, which is the sugar layer that's the communicator and the influencer of the word in the way. And so that's such an important thing, Nikki, for all of us.
Yeah. But I want to get there for my life on this plane, physically strong, mentally sound, able, capable, for as long as possible. And I just know that wasn't the road I was on before. And so if I choose to go back, I can only expect similar results to what I had before, when this way is offering me so much. And that's what, again, fuels me and my passion and my desire, because this shouldn't be a restrictive community. This shouldn't be something that, oh, well, if you know, old boys club or whatever else. This should be open to everybody, but people just don't know. People would do better, or a lot of people would do better, or do differently, should I say, if they knew, if only they knew.
Well, I didn't understand the power of faith in God or the words of Jesus Christ and many of other prophets around the world, Muhammad, Moses, Abraham, Buddha, Lao Tse, and more. And so, I live this world of faith first, and through our suffering, which is the gift he gave us, is our journey to mold and make the master. And so here we are on the conversation of humanity around the globe, and you could convert this language into any language you want, and that's the beauty of it today. We are on a mission of sharing how come you suffered. You didn't suffer because you were punished. You suffered to strengthen and to give you a purpose. And if we can help our brothers and sisters who are all suffering, and by simply eating, our simple, you can eat steak, steak, salt, and water. What else you need?
Yeah. And it's so interesting, Dr. Kiltz, because people who work with us on our program, to help them reverse type 2 diabetes or other autoimmune diseases through diet. At the beginning, there's all that anxiety, just like there was for me at the beginning. Oh, can this really work? Can this really work for me? How can you just eat meat, or how can you just eat those few items? We spoke about variety and the like, but actually it becomes easy. And within the first week, usually 3 or 4 days, they marvel at how already the cravings are gone, how they're already feeling more energy, and how easy and simple it actually is to do this, to show up for yourself in this way, and already start seeing the benefits of inflammation disappearing, aches and pains coming back, disappearing, mobility coming back. Yeah, it's just incredible.
And we're, I want to sort of we're not, we're reversing, but we're actually eliminating the diseases that are simply poisoning by plants. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like poison ivy disease. You don't have a poison ivy disease. You're exposed to a toxin, right? We've even created I'm an alcoholic, where in fact you're not an alcoholic. You're a beautiful, amazing human being that's been poisoned by the world that says, oh, this bud's for you, right? Mm-hmm. And red wine once a day for a pregnant lactating woman is okay. Is it really? Mm-hmm. No way, right? So I think what we're saying is that you, my friends have been domesticated, enslaved. You've been conscripted into the armies of the world, right? Soldiers, slaves, peasants, and prisoners. Again, we're all the same, but it's our lifestyle that we have been forced upon us for thousands of years. But ultimately, we can break free because we just have to change what we think in here, and then the rest of it will follow. And that's the simplicity of the story.
Yeah.
We are evangelizing this concept and idea, and you don't need religions for it. It's actually the poetry of an amazing person. You.
Yeah, absolutely. But it can be challenging, right? Because
it's hard.
You know, yeah. Because you still have all of this, even though when you think, oh yeah, I get it now. I understand, I'm in. And then you just have to step outside of that environment, whether it's back to your partner, your mom, your parents, your friends, your whatever else they say. You're doing what? Oh, that can't work. Because of, as you say, all of the information that's around us and propaganda, that's the word, that then you have to battle through. And again, that's the beauty of this call and these podcasts and all of that information that we're getting out, the beauty of the certification to help strengthen that knowledge and commitment, so people are actually able to share in a way that then communicates on so many different levels.
Infusing the mind with the concept idea. Intuitive Doc says, change your mind, change your life, which is ultimately that is what this is all about. And the work that Ali and Dr. Nelson are doing in this, in the certification, again, we're all gaining the knowledge to change our lives in order to be the example. And we're inspired by the examples when we watch movies and read books or listen to books, and inspired by changing the word, which changes the way. This is an intuitive idea that's built in all of us. And we label someone with like the autism or mental deficiency or XY disease, when in fact, that's not who and what you are. You are the goddess, the god, the lioness and the lion. You are the power and creator of your life. And everyone simply needs to begin to listen, read, watch the word and the way to change your day, your life.
Yeah. Goodness, what just came to mind there, Dr. Keltz, is imagine again, we've got a great opportunity to do exactly that, or the government has. And instead of choosing to help people do it through simplicity, through food, they're choosing these GLP-1s and the like. And putting a whole load of money behind that, rather than saying, well, actually, you could do the same thing without all of the side effects, without all of the chemicals in your system, without the reliance, because actually you're not fixing anything internally if you're going to keep eating the things that are making you sick. It's just so tragic.
Kingfisher Ceramics on Instagram, going to friends for dinner tonight. How do I not appear rude not to eat their carb-laden food?
You just don't eat it.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here with you. I appreciate the amazing food. This is what I eat today, or I don't eat. Dr. Nelson did 22 days of fasting. He and I did 15. We both went to other places where food was eaten, and we sat there and enjoyed the people. It really just, you're going there to enjoy the people. And oh my God, you had a bite of a piece of bread or fry, or don't lose your shirt over it. It is really about, we're here to enjoy, but bring some meat for everyone. Say, hey, I wanted to bring something too. This is what I currently eat. Please feel free to eat it, or don't eat it at all. But you don't need to judge it. Oh, this is going to be hard. No, it isn't. It's easy.
And eat beforehand, go with a full belly so that you're not actually even thinking. You're trying, turn off those receptors to think, oh, well, what is there? Because actually I do want to eat, but there's nothing here for me. But I love that. Just bring the food as well.
Right. But you know, this idea that we need a full belly. I mean, again, the fat is the fuel for the mitochondria, not the food in your belly. And this idea that, again, like fasting is so easy to not eat for 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 days or longer. But again, it's a mindset in order to pave the roads to your riches of life, which is easy. The mindset, the master set. And I think that's really it. But this idea that, you know, a full belly, that's been part of our problem. Again, fasting is one of the most powerful, strengthening, healing tools that everyone has. I typically do 1 meal a day. I was talking to Nabia yesterday. She came for some procedure with me. She's lost like 30 pounds and still losing on every other day. That's all she does. She eats 1 meal every other day. And she's like, feels great, no drugs, but a community of connection and supporting, which is, I think, so important. That's why we're all doing this. It's a community that is all, you know, social media is like more powerful than anything. And I don't chastise social media. I enjoy it and join it, because this is our method to free us all from the misery of the master's mush.
Yeah.
Dr. Gilson, we have like 3 questions I want to just get to really quick. This is not really a question. Well, it is. George, why do the Taylor sisters claim to be in their 50s when they're clearly not in their 40s yet?
Awesome. Thank you so much, George.
I agree with George. Chuck, do you ever fast, and do you feel good with coffee or another beverage? Smiley face.
Okay, that's for me.
Yeah.
I sometimes fast, not often. And so just to what you were just saying there, Dr. Kiltz, about fast and not needing the food, I completely agree if that's where you're at in your journey. But sometimes you have to go from where the person is towards that. So sometimes I'll do 1 meal a day, Chuck. I've done the most fast, no food, just fluids, has been a day and a half. I felt some benefit, or it's nice just to do it, to know that, I was able to do that. But I don't necessarily do it regularly, but I do just eat generally 2 meals a day, and without snacks. So 1 generally around lunchtime and 1 around, and lunchtime for me is probably about 12:1, and then 1 about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And do you feel good with coffee or another beverage? I don't really drink coffee. I don't enjoy the flavor. So I'm definitely a bubbles girl. So sparkling water, 9 times out of 10 is what you might see me drinking. Else I'll have a herbal tea, some kind of herbal tea sometimes. So I quite like, cover your ears, Dr. Kiltz. I like a peppermint and licorice herbal tea, which I enjoy.
And so I do coffee sometimes. I've been off coffee 2.5 years. I have it a little bit sometimes, a little herbal tea also. And I do have some ice cream sometimes and some fries sometimes. And I might even have a martini sometimes. But most of the time, it's 1 meal a day at night. It's rare to raw steak, and it's salt and maybe a little butter. That's what I do most of the time. And my mind is the master of everything I put in my mouth. Awesome. And I don't say like, oh my God, I'm having a little coffee today. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah. And it's kind of that comfort that really brings the freedom, not making yourself wrong for whatever the decisions are that you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to stop. Is that Serena Williams doing a GLP-1?
Yes.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
It is so sad.
Not only doing it, but promoting it.
Yeah, because she's so
again, let's not chastise. Again, judge not lest you be judged. Here's my theory. Okay. So we know that obesity is the number one negative judgmented thing in this world.
Right.
Okay? And so we know how hard it is to slim down. Okay. So people are looking for power to help them. At the same time, we're sharing the keto, carnivore, faith, fasting, and fitness as an idea. So remember, our job is to put out what we believe is helpful, because people will do lots of different things.
Sure.
Because we use the GLP-1s and offer things because people are like, well, we're not saying, oh, if you don't do what I tell you, we won't take care of you. We want to help people where they are and offer them everything available, because that's how they get a chance to listen and learn from you. If you're only like, oh, no, you have to do this, people aren't going to come to you. They don't want to talk to you. We're open to vegan, vegetarians, Mediterranean, pescatarians. If you're on these drugs, go at it. What if you want to take them all your life? Great, be on it. But what if you can change? We want to invite you into this story.
Sure.
That's what's the most important thing.
Sure.
And
I was saying it's sad that such a beautiful, amazing, powerful woman feels that she needs that. That's why I was saying
she's just another human being.
Just another
human being like everyone. Yeah. We're all the same. She's no more powerful than you. We are all the same. Ultimately, she's just another human being with the same judgments of the world. And then how do each of us look at ourselves based on the judgment we're all sharing? And so, again, she's a beautiful, amazing woman. Judge not lest ye be judged. This is our foundation, all of us.
Yeah.
And if we judge with love and we're like, hey, wow, what if you're on a GLP-1? Great, go at it. But what if you can now take over and change the world with a simple idea change and become the master? Yeah. That's what I think we want to share.
Absolutely. And actually the purpose of that post and the detail, the narrative behind it is that, actually we might have taken a GLP-1 had we not found this first. Sure. And so it's certainly not to.
And there are some people that may need to use them as a transition or temporary help.
Choose to use them.
Yeah, but there are people that even after doing what we are talking about, they have improved, and there may be a point where they need other medications, or we can't. Everyone is an individual, and in some instances they may need to use some things to achieve the final goal they want.
Well, but I just wanted, the word need to, again, I choose to. It's a choice which I honor for everyone, and everyone. We're not here to say, oh my God, you're strong, you're amazing. Yes, I'm having some coffee today. Okay. Or I've chosen GLP-1. I want to try it out and test it out because this is what I want. Driving cars, flying airplanes, and living with another human being can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Nellie, you have to live with Dr. Nelson. He's dangerous.
This is a really big question, and I know the answer from Dr. Kiltz, but you're gonna.
Why don't you simplify it and just go through it real quick?
Okay, so doing carnivore,
the
6 months, high LDL, low triglycerides, lots of cholesterol stuff. The answer is stop testing. The answer is stop testing. I've been trained. I understand. Stop taking the blood work. Feel happy. Love your body.
Every day. Right?
That's
every day in every way. We're all here to share these ideas. And, again, we're not here to judge anyone. We're except with love. And I did get my CT angiogram yesterday because I'm sharing these ideas, and I'm going to get my glycogen measured. That's my next one, to get a biopsy of my glycogen in a non-fasted and a fasted state. And one day of fasting is not fasting. You got to be 3 to 5 days of no food at least.
There you go.
Feed the beast. Rick Perez. It is a beast. Rick Perez is a beast, my brother.
Oh, wow, we're already at 55. I got to get the screen up. Maybe Nikki wants to say any final comments.
Yeah, I just want to say it's amazing to be on this podcast with you all. It's lovely to have so many comments flying up, and I'll definitely be looking at those after in the chat. And yeah, there we are. Nikki Jane Taylor on Insta. If you'd like to connect, would absolutely love that. Or at Happy Sexy Health on Insta and YouTube. Thank you.
And I think this is really important. And we're on KMT and Dr. Kiltz. We're looking to put everyone's link so we all join each other in sharing this concept and idea. And I'm thankful to Ali and Dr. Nelson for bringing this together. The more we do that, we've got is old guy carnivore Mitch coming on at 7.
Yes, so everyone needs to transition over to Mitch's channel in 4 minutes and go watch Mitch. And I put his channel and the YouTube video live in the comments. Just go find old guy Mitch.
What we want to do is we want to bring all of our channels together, and we want to make sure that we're saying, hey, live at 6 a.m. or wherever we're at in this world, because this is the way. And I always say, listen and learn from something you don't believe in. Oh, that's not true. I don't believe in that. Well, listen and learn. Why? And again, the same thing with GLP-1s or why you're a vegan, whatever you are, we love you. And we're all part of the same family. And again, someone invites you, go. And like, oh my God, I ate a French fry yesterday and I had some ice cream. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I never give it anything but God's love. Bone broth, black coffee, and water with electrolytes. Can we drink those while fasting? That's your choice. Absolutely. I did a little coffee and electrolytes. I didn't do any bone broth, but you choose. It's your fast, by the way. I think that's real important. Dr. Nelson, do we have talk about fasting in the course?
Not a specific class, but yes, we have talked about fasting. And by the way, my 22-day fast ruined something for me. My taste for coffee. I can't drink coffee anymore.
Well, that was absolutely. And in general, again, I'm a non-coffee drinker, but I'm having some today. Okay. I'm a carnivore. I ate something non-carnivore. Okay. Again, we are capable of small amounts of things sometimes, but when we do it all the time, not good.
Awesome.
Not good. Not good. All right. Any other questions, comments?
Apparently, Brian Fly Fisherman Ditch is telling me there's a way that I can just transfer everybody over to his channel. So I'll figure out how to do that.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to bring on Mitch in the moments before. But again, it's all what we're doing is it's a constant live transition. My bet is there may be carnivore lives 24/7, 365. And we all want to kind of pass the baton to the next live.
That'd be awesome.
World. And it can be, remember, we could be posting with all of them at the same time. I mean, the more we do that, the more the word is, and people are going to go like, what's this carnivore stuff? What is this stuff? What is it? Right. And that's the mastery of the story that, again, judge not, except judge with love. That's how we bring our brothers and sisters together in this world, not chastising others from where they're at.
Mitch was explaining that when you go to his channel at 7 a.m., he's going to, start at 7 a.m., but what you're going to see is Mitch watching Dr. Kills until we finish. Of course, we're going to try to finish at 7 for that transition.
I gotta go.
Now it's time to go. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.